My name is Sarah Brown. I am the Marketing Director and Outreach Education Manager of Broadviews on Broadway. I've been with the company for about 3 months now.
I'm Amanda Warren. I'm the Technical Director and Event Coordinator of Broadviews on Broadway.
My name is Shan Smith.
Morgan Dean.
So I'm Kamaria Hodge. I'm the writer and the director of Golden Black Boy Joy Conceptualized. It's about this 23, 25-year-old boy named Golden, man named Golden, and it's about him finding out if it's a possibility, if there is a possibility for a black man to be joyful, and what does that look like.
The name of the piece is Them, a new play by Morgan Dean. Marin, a young queer woman, just graduates from college and comes home, and her parents kind of unload on her that her cousin, who is also her friend, was arrested by the FBI for child molestation. She finds out that he has this whole history of being molested and becoming an abuser, and so years later she decides to visit him for a visitation hour, and the play takes place over flashbacks. You kind of figure out how she got to that point throughout the play.
Blackout is a play about grief, and grief is explored through the mental state of a superheroine whose mentor committed suicide a year prior.
I like that Broadviews on Broadway is about elevating voices that we don't always get to hear.
They aren't the mainstream stories that everyone else gets to see.
I just think it's so incredibly important to have queer voices and POC voices in this ever-changing theatrical landscape. I didn't see a lot of queer things when I moved here to do theater.
I was an actor first, so I was noticing that there wasn't really much that I wanted to be in, so I thought I might as well write it for myself.
Because if the work isn't there, if the parts aren't there and people aren't writing these things, they don't exist. So we need more people to write and tell their stories.
Representation means seeing stories that I can relate to and that other people can relate to who aren't part of the majority.
The story of everyone's trauma, of coming out and everything like that isn't something I need to keep seeing. I want to see regular stories of regular people who also happen to be like me that I can relate to.
If you can see yourself in art.
And I can say, yeah, that's me, or that's my cousin, or that's my friend, that's what representation means to me.
Because if you're not being represented and if you can't see yourself, you feel invisible. You don't feel like your feelings or your life is adequate.
Because it does have a lot of queerness in it, I think that queer people will really relate to my show.
People who have gone through the loss of someone.
Definitely, I think it's extremely relatable for humans.
The LGBTQIA community and POC community needs support, and this is a great place to find it.
Broadviews it seems like a organization that reaches out to communities, and that is active in the community and active about setting themselves as a staple in the community for POC and queer folk. So I love that.
Broadviews on Broadway is actively looking to increase representation for people who don't otherwise have that.
We're creating new stories and new opportunities for everyone, and I think the in-house artist season specifically does that.
Everyone's show seems extremely interesting.
Absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see them in whatever form I get to see them.